9th of November 2020. Good afternoon from Europe. Good morning, good evening, guys, wherever you are. Here is Liteforex Global YouTube channel. US cash market is about to open within the next 3.5 minutes. Massive risk on spike with the news related to the vaccine from Pfizer. There is a huge optimism that the life is going to get back to normal by spring. Then we have the US President Joe Biden, and there is a little bit of the scratch within that picture when we are talking about this massive risk on the yields. For example, US 10s testing 0.93, so the top from the election night. That's a little bit of the scratch because we already seen massive downside to the Nasdaq and massive downside to the gold. So that's what we are going to discuss. We have to mention one thing that not necessarily. I'm sorry, guys, but that how it could work. I'm not sure if that great vaccine news from Pfizer is so great. Why? Because right now the Republicans can oppose it for the bigger stimulus package. That number one, this information from Pfizer caused the spike on the yields. Everyone is selling bonds. So that's gonna be tough times for the Fed. The huge spike when it comes to the yields is visible clearly via dollar yen, all right, as we have massive rebounds. Here it's a little bit different story when it comes to euro dollar, or when it comes to the cable. That's what we are going to discuss in a second. We do have on this dollar yen our jumper. We broke through Thursday with a test Friday, but today is a massive move. 105.40.50, that's the key, somewhere around these levels, because how I see the things right now, if we are going to get the strong daily close but below 105.30, 105.50, then I'm going to look for the retest of that jumper, right? Why? Because we have some falling trend line here, right? So I'm going to look for buying pullbacks, deep pullbacks, even below 104 with the possibility of the rally. But if we are going to get the close above 105.50, right, that could be just tiny pullback, and we might see rally here. Of course, some invisible hands of the Bank of Japan could be visible here. So massive spike here, some shorts covering, and the dollar is doing well, at least for now. Depends on how we are going to get the daily close. I'm looking to buy either deeper pullback even below 104, or with the daily close above 105.50, just shallow pullback and continuation higher. So that's how I see the things when it comes to dollar yen. Now, as I mentioned, the yields, not that great from the Nasdaq perspective, all right? So there was a gap up over the course of the day after the open, and then massive sell-off after the vaccine news. Let's have a look what we are going to get when it comes to the first 5-minute trading range. If we can eventually have some trading setups. We'll see how wide the range is going to be eventually. Anyway, so let's them work for the first 5 minutes. Now, gold. There you go. I told you quite a few times, guys. As long as the gold is below 1950, 200, I see lower levels to come. Now, with this massive latest rally, with this huge move to the upside, if we are going to break through 1850, right, then 1750 is on the card. What's going to happen here? Well, there are a few quite interesting possible supply levels. So for now, I'm looking to fade any kind of the rally. What kind of the rally we might see? Well, the first one towards 1910. The second one maybe towards 1930. And the last one maybe towards 1940. Those three levels, I'm looking to fade the rally on the gold, and I'm targeting 1750 as we already discussed quite a few times. Now, dollar is doing well with the yen, but not that great with euro. Well, if you remember, we were discussing depends on the Friday close, right? And we see just shallow pullback, attempt to rally, and 1920, 1940, 1960. If we are going to see strong close, of course 2150 could be on the cards. But on the other hand, if and when the market will fail around the current levels, right? If we are going to see some kind of the failures and move back and close below Thursday high, that could be the big squeeze when it comes to euro long. So watching very, very carefully. The bulls are better off for now, but there is no space for a pullback, not that much space for the pullback. So watching very, very carefully, flat when it comes to the euro dollar on my side. And finally, cable trying to take out to the upside the range from 21st of October we discussed also previous week. Also watching very carefully, especially that we have some data out of the UK, so watching carefully what we are going to get from the conservative perspective towards the end of the day. Intraday, when it comes to the cable, stop count, and if we are going to fail here right after the option expiration, I might think about some short exposure down towards 3080, 130, and finally bottom of that consolidation, lower level towards 29.15. What we have when it comes to the calendar, quite busy next 24 hours with the Chinese CPI and PPI during the Tokyo session, with the UK job market tomorrow ahead of the London Open, with the industrial production out of the EU. I'm talking about the French one and Italian one, German ZEV index, and very interesting afternoon in US with the 10-year bond auction during the second part of the New York session. So very, very interesting day tomorrow. Let's have a look what we have when it comes to the Nasdaq. Well, looks like market is really watching and checking what is going on with bonds. Bonds trying to take out this election night high, and the bears trying to be very aggressive when it comes to the Nasdaq. What kind of the range we got here? Is it? Yeah, it's 100 points. Nice. So let's have a look where we are from the daily chart perspective. If you remember, we were discussing it was not my basic scenario, but I told you that I am aware that we might do this 1-to-1, and looks like based on this swing high to the upside, there is a little bit of the rejection. So in case we are going to get, that's the daily chart, in case we are going to get the daily close below current level, it could be failure based on this previous swing high, right? So also here from the conservative perspective, you may want to wait a bit. From the aggressive perspective, taking into the consideration where was the cash open, guys, cash open, right? We might want to see some spike higher. There is a possibility we might create some over-under towards 12,350 based on my chart over here, and if that's the case, that could be some kind of the aggressive approach if you are a bear. If you are a bull, if you are a bull, then you don't want to see at the end of the day failure around this previous swing high, right? Because then we might see the pullback towards 11,500, and that's conservative buying opportunity. Guys, don't be trapped. Wish you great New York trading session. See you around. Take care and goodbye.